Hey, good evening, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. It's the end of the week already. We might have a very long and tiring week, so hopefully you get some time down for this weekend, get some rest. But we're going to have an event this Saturday, so if you have not signed up, do look for the link below and sign up as soon, and then we'll see you tomorrow. But what's going to be really important now, what I'm going to talk about is actually the elections. Right, elections is over, and we all know who won. What surprise to some, or to most. All right, what a political comeback, which America has never really seen such a thing. Okay, but what's important also is really what's going to happen next. So I'm just going to I did this short video, so just to share some insight, just to share my thoughts. I'm just going to share my screen, then yeah, we'll start it off as soon. So, all right, the election is over, and Trump make America great again. So what's next? Okay, before whatever I share here, it's just based on my view. All right, it's not to induce you to buy or sell anything. Whatever I share here is just my own personal view. Do check with your advisor or your remiser or anyone. If you need a double confirmation or checks. All right. Okay, so I think on Telegram chat, I think some of my clients know that I was kind of rooting for Kamala Harris. Well, Trump, I know he's good for business and all, but he has some convictions and he's been convicted, and I'm not sure how can he really run for presidency. But yeah, I think all this will be pardoned. So I think it'll be also a refreshing change for uh, a female president. But yeah, I lost. All right, it was just a friendly uh, poll, right? But you know what? I lost, but does it really matter? All right. So actually, we shared with my clients also on Telegram. All right, whether is it Republican or Democrat presidents, we can see actually in average overall, the market still trends up. So I'm not too concerned about that. Right, the S&P performance overall, we still see uptick on most of the years. Right, there are some years that are down. This is the real big financial crisis when the Lehman Brothers and all got into trouble. Right, other than that, we can actually see most of the time the market actually goes up. So it doesn't really matter who wins, it's just a little bit more in terms of the average return. So I'm still very happy with that. All right, so market after election, what happened to the S&P after election? The day after, we can see the most recent election, up about 2.2%. Week after, around 5. All right, month after, 8.83. The year after, the year ending, we see about 11%. All right, so if we take it with all the election years, okay, we can see an average about 1.5%. Okay, it's not very telling. They're sometimes a bit down, a bit up. Or it also depend on the situation. Right now we have a rate cut that we saw coming down. So I think we could actually see move higher. Okay, the Nasdaq also about the same thing. We can see it move higher towards the year end. Okay, so markets after election, if we actually just take out 2008 election a year, that was when the banking financial crisis happened. Okay, we can see actually the market actually tends to trend up after that. Okay, from November, of course, it won't be a straight line to December. Generally, these 2 months also are typically what they call the Christmas rally. Everybody's feeling better towards the year end. We generally see a rally for the markets. Okay, so sector that might benefit because Trump won. All right, I'm just going to make it simple, just four sectors that I'm looking at. All right, BMTC. All right, so the banking sector, the medical and pharma, and the tech sector, all right, and the crypto. Okay, so the banking, okay, U.S. banks saw on hopes of less tax and regulation under Trump. Okay, he promised to overhaul the key regulatory bodies. Okay, and yeah, with less regulation, more pro-business. All right, we can actually see the banking sector being more rejuvenated, being more alive also. So corporate tax also coming down. All right, so you can see all this. If he sticks to whatever he says, we could actually see these sectors benefiting from it. All right. So you can see the banks. I mean, there are many banks in the US. So for me, if I were to get into the banks, right, I would want to choose the strongest bank. Okay, so and for the past 5 years, just do a comparison. Over here, we can see that the Morgan Stanley, all right, has one of the strongest return in a 5-year sector versus S&P is only about 93%. All right, so if you were to ask me, so many banks to choose from, Morgan Stanley might be my top choice. Okay. How about the medical and pharma? All right, MedPac. Okay, this has actually seen a very good growth, all right, over 400% in the last 5 years. Right, S&P is only around 70 or so. So in terms of the medical, this will be one, and then of course United Health Group, which we been saying also in my webinar. Right, tech, all right, tech. Trump 2.0 have a massive impact on big tech, AI, chips, and more. All right, so Trump is pro-business. He's always looking out for the next opportunity, and recently Elon Musk also is one of his big supporters. So I don't think you can let him down. Right, so AI. China FTC has been investigating the largest AI. So under Biden's administration, we can see there's a lot of regulation going on. They wanted to sue Google, want to break Google up for monopoly, etc. All right, so there's a lot of investigation, a lot of such things happening during Biden's term. So they're investigating into Microsoft, OpenAI, and NVIDIA. You see, so there's a lot of antitrust. All right, so Trump is not really a fan of regulating such AI company. And the same can be said for backers like venture capitalists. All right. So with that, if it's in play, he will probably want to dial down on the regulations. It's a little bit different from China, as you can see. Last time China really regulating all the sectors. That's why you see China has fallen so much. Okay. So I fear that the Trump return will lead to further deregulation of the tech sector, resulting in detrimental impact on human rights worldwide. So this is more on the human side, but I think in terms of the technology, in terms of the pace, we could see actually growing higher with Trump. Right. So of course, tech sector, this is one of my favorite sector. All right, you got your usual suspects, your Meta, Microsoft, Google, Amazon. Right, you can see actually all this outperformed S&P over the last 5 years. So if you ask me, I would think on pullback, these are the tech stocks that I'll be looking into getting in. Right, crypto, this is also one of the biggest play. We've been saying it quite a lot, of course, with the proper allocation. Just really remember that you have to be comfortable with the allocation, because crypto is, I wouldn't say very new. All right, it's coming online more. It's been there's an ETF, so but there's still wide swings. All right, so people still don't really understand it. So just remember to have the proper allocation, and I do also personally hold it in order to be exposed in this space. Right, so here what Trump promised the crypto industry ahead of the election. Okay, so he's always branded himself as a pro-crypto candidate. All right, so with his win, as you can see also, right after his win, crypto moved up quite a bit, 10%. Coinbase moved up 30%. So those who are in, congrats. If you've been receiving our messages, congrats to those who took action. Right, so the former president promised to launch a strategic nation crypto stockpile if elected to a second term. What that means, okay, what a crypto strategic stockpile, right? So Trump headlined the biggest Bitcoin conference last year. Okay, what he noted that for far too long, right, the government actually has been selling off their Bitcoin, right? Never sell your Bitcoin, but I think under Biden, they actually been in doing that. So under Trump, all right, he pledged to maintain the current level of Bitcoin holding. So with that, of course, the supply is lesser, and the demand, if it continue to rise, you can imagine what happens to the price. Okay, so Trump said he pledged to keep 100% of the Bitcoin. So yeah, that could actually see a further increase in the price. And then one day I'll fire this Gary Gensler. All right, he's actually the one that is regulating of the crypto. Okay, so if he gets in, we might fire him. All right, so that could actually lead to a lesser regulation on crypto. So he actually brought up more than 100 actions, this guy, against crypto firms. So of course, with all this kind of lawsuit, it's harder to do business. It's harder to go around things, more red tape. So if he's out, there'll be greater play on crypto. Right, as you can see also, Coinbase is one of my favorite. All right, back in last year, even just 1 year ago, 2023, Coinbase was trading around 71 to 80. All right, so just when, we've been informing our clients. So if you have not received this, if you want to be part of our community, you want to be part of this, just their contact info down below. Do reach out if you do want to benefit from such info. Right, in January again, bullish. See, we stay off stance also. They're bullish on it. These are some of the counters that you can look at. IBIT and all. Coinbase. Okay. And just recently again, I mean, you definitely seen the price moved up. That was around 170. All right, as we can see in just October, and then less than 3 weeks, it has skyrocketed to about 250, 260. All right, so crypto versus S&P, no fight. We know that it's the crypto last few years has been doing very well, especially Ethereum. Right, but Ethereum this round was a bit slower. So yesterday we actually sent out a message to the clients to look at it because it hasn't moved as much in recent times, and it still was in a consolidation, and we saw it recently broke out. So yeah, we can see that's why I would say have part of it in your portfolio, all right, to a comfort level, maybe 10 to 15%. All right. Okay, is it all that rosy? Might not be. There are also still some headwinds. There's still some things that might derail the market, right? So Trump election victory puts Fed on a path for fewer rates because what happens is he actually has a lesser, he wants lower tax, all right? So with lower tax, more job creation and all, we could actually see inflation starting to creep up, right? So of course we don't really want that, but yeah, if that happens, Fed might actually stop or slower their rate cuts. Okay, so even a majority economists have expect higher inflation under Donald Trump. Right back in July, already 56, and then October, a higher percentage has actually said under Trump there might be a higher inflation. All right, but if it had it been the Democrats, actually will be lesser. All right. Okay, so you can see also the projected annual inflation, all right, under Trump, okay, it's 3.6%. That will be above the Fed rate. So yeah, the interest rate cut might be going slower. Yeah, this could have actually a detrimental effect on the markets. That's why you see the long-term bonds, the TLT, actually on that day drop because they are afraid that interest rate might even go up again. So there's just different plays in and around. All right. So Trump win also more threat on tariffs, definitely on China. I think that's one of the more worrying play. That's why you can see China hasn't been performing. So with more tariffs, that also could affect China. It could affect even US because if you were to import things, it'll be more expensive. So threaten impose additional tariff of 60% or more on Chinese good, all right, then it could reduce China export by about 200 billion. This is not very good news for China. And also what happens today, there was a stimulus, but yeah, it failed to impress. Right, so the S&P right now is closing into 6,000 points target. I think we could actually reach it by this year at least, or even by this month. All right, we can see the RSI sloping up, so I think it's healthy. We could really go up for this low channel, right? In this channel resistance, and we can actually break in. We might even see around 6.2. All right, but I think at 6,000, we could see some profit taking coming in because it's a round number. So be prepared, right? Okay, the Nasdaq also is around 21,700. I think we could see it move higher. Right now, it's just seeing some resistance, but I think it could overcome to move up. I mean, eventual target could be even close to 22,000. All right, a Bitcoin. All right, you can see actually it's been consolidating for a couple of months in this range, this box about around 20,000 points range. Okay, now it has broke out because Trump won, and we could actually see it move higher to around 80 first, then maybe even 90, then 100,000. So we continue to remain bullish on Bitcoin. Any pullback, I think it'll be a good chance to enter. Right, the greed and fear, we can see now the market is starting to become greed. Just 1 week ago was actually in the fear zone. So I think we're just starting to move up. So I think we could still see more upside in that could provide that support. All right, so in conclusion, Trump 2.0 is generally favorable for markets, especially US. Right, wait for the pullback to enter. If you missed it, the whole rally, yeah, I don't think it's, yeah, you still can get in. All right, crypto, the right allocation. Okay, bullish for both US and crypto. We've been mentioning it quite often. All right, US, Hong Kong, right allocation, and awaiting more clarity due to its stimulus that was rather flat. All right, and then also now they're also preparing for tariffs. So I think Hong Kong, China, look at it a little bit more. It's been a consolidation. Don't give up on it yet, right? With the right allocation, also maybe 15 to 20% only. I'm not heavy on Hong Kong. I trade it. So yeah, to just be mindful of it. Okay, Singapore REITs also, because of the fear of Trump winning and interest rate not being cut at a fast speed. So Singapore REITs actually has taken a hit, and that's where actually you should be getting in, right? So if you want to build some dividend income, I think right now some of the prices has come off. I think this is where you might want to consider an entry. All right, so yeah, time to take action if you follow through me the whole video. So yeah, and if you need a little help, all right, this is what actually we do for our clients. We actually help our clients maneuver the market. We actually help our clients move in. All right, so there's some counters, NVIDIA and all, that we actually help our clients before the second move up, just in September. Yeah, so I think we can help you to manage and your portfolio. So if you do need, always just reach out. We can always have a discussion. Okay, if you need a bigger holistic report, rather than just investment and showing you everything in need, all right, you can always just scan here, contact us, and yeah, we'll be able to meet up, and then we can discuss a little bit more. Right, if not, I'll see you in my next video. Take care and have a good rest.